Okay, today I'd like to share with you all what goes through my mind and what guidelines do I follow as to where I buy my food from and what kind of foods I'll buy to make the healthiest choices I possibly can for myself. Now I want to share this information, I want to share what I do to help people out there that might be a bit confused as to where and what to buy, because I know there's a lot of conflicting information out there, conflicting and misleading information out there on the internet and in the media. So I just want to, maybe this can help to clear things up for you, and just want to share what's been working for me up until now. So firstly I want to talk about where will I go to buy my food. So the three main types of shops, I could say, that I'll go to buy my food from is either bulk food stores, farmers markets, or health food stores. So if these three are available, I'll always choose these over any big supermarket where possible. So firstly, bulk food stores. Now if you're wondering what that is, there's a couple that I go to, and they're called the Source Bulk Foods and Naked Foods, and generally they have at least one of these in all the major cities of Australia. And your bulk food stores, they provide you with like mainly the non-perishables, so grains, nuts, seeds, pasta, peanut butter, flour, stuff like that. And I'll go to these places because they source pretty much everything locally, and lots of it is also going to be organic or spray free, and with as little process as possible to it. And so yeah, it's going to be the freshest option and the best option for my health, because most of it's organic and spray free. And also, I'll get into this in another video, but I go there because they're waste free too. So farmers markets I'll go to because they're usually always going to be, well I go to farmers markets because the local farmers in the area come and bring their produce to sell to you. So they're always going to have the freshest food out there that you can buy. Plus a lot of the time they'll have, well, some of the time they're going to have organic options for us, and also we're going to be supporting the local farmers at the same time. So it's a win-win situation. So always will get my produce from a farmer's market wherever I can. And there's normally going to be one near where you live somewhere. If you're living in a city, there's quite a few scattered around the place. And they would normally run on like a Saturday or Sunday morning, so just have a look out on Facebook, they should be posted there. So what I do is always keep some time free on a Saturday or Sunday morning to go do my produce shopping. And also, if I want to do some shopping, I need a few things during the week when, say, these farmers markets aren't open, I go to a health food store, because a lot of these places, health food stores, do actually stock like organic produce at them, and a lot of it is usually much fresher than anything else you get from a supermarket or something like that. Okay, so that's where I'll get my food from when I'm in a big city, either bulk food store, farmers market, or a health food store. Although when I've been travelling in the van, there's a lot of little towns out there, so I'm just like, okay, I've got to get stuff from the IGA or Woolies, but it's about just doing the best you can in every situation here. Next thing I want to say is what is the best food choices that I can make when I'm at these places. Now, number one is I'll always choose whole foods or foods that are as minimally processed as possible. I like to buy whole foods because, for one, I know that they haven't been tampered with or been through a process where they lose some of their vitamins and nutrients and stuff like that, and I know that they don't have any nasty additives in them. And whole foods, they're as close to their natural state as possible, so they're going to have all their original nutrients, vitamins, minerals, all the good stuff in them. So on top of that, I'll always make sure that these whole foods that I buy, as often as possible, I'll be buying organic whole foods. Now, the reason I buy organic is because if it's not organic, you can pretty much be assured that this stuff's been sprayed with a pesticide. Normally they'd use Roundup, and the main ingredient of Roundup is glyphosate. So they use this to kill all the insects and pests and everything that's can possibly eat up the produce. Now, glyphosate, I've done a fair bit of research onto this now, and it looks like it's not good news for us at all. I've seen that it's a big cause of infertility in both men and women. I'm pretty sure in both men and women anyway. And yeah, so in the recent years, infertility has gone up quite a lot as these sprays have been used more and more in the recent years. Also, because glyphosate pretty much kills cells and bacteria, pests, insects, anything, it pretty much kills all life. So that being said, it's gonna deplete the soil, and when the soil isn't rich, what's gonna grow out of that is something that looks like a zucchini, but it has far, far less nutrients than an organic zucchini would. So yeah, I'll get organic because it has much higher nutrients in it than conventionally grown food. And also, glyphosate kills our gut flora too. So it kills off our microbiome, which means we'll really start to have digestive problems if we eat too much foods that have been sprayed. And if our digestion's off, then that's just the first thing. It'll start affecting many more things in our bodies. If we can't digest them, we can't absorb the nutrients and we can't assimilate them. So pretty much all our nutrients in our food will just be going kind of straight through us if we can't digest it properly. So that's why it's really important to not buy foods that are sprayed with these toxic chemicals. We just don't want that stuff in our body. So I always go for whole foods and organic foods. Another thing I want to mention is I also buy, for animal products that I get, I'll always be looking at the same sort of thing. Is that animal product does it have additives to it, and is it organic as well? So also I'll always be doing research into, for example, the eggs I buy. Like, I always get eggs from farmers markets, and I'll be looking at how these eggs were raised, or not how the eggs were raised, how these chickens were raised, so what conditions they were raised in, and like, could they roam freely on grass and eat organic foods? Because if not, you don't want to be eating any animal product or any product that's from an animal if the animal was sick, because if the animal was sick, it's going to make you sick too. And a lot of the animal products that a lot of people get from supermarkets is factory farmed animals, and these are pretty much, you can be rest assured, these animals are sick. They are brought up in hostile conditions, they are treated horrifically, and I definitely never want to be contributing to that kind of suffering to animals, and I don't want to be consuming stuff that's going to make me sick. So with animal products, I'll do my research and I'll look into where they are from, and how the animal was brought up and everything like that, so I can make the best decision possible for my health. So to recap everything I've been talking about here, I'll always buy my foods from bulk food stores, farmers markets, or health food stores, and I'll always make sure to buy foods that are in their whole food form or as unprocessed as possible, and I'll always go for organic. And when buying animal products, I'll be extra mindful and make the best decision possible with out of the research I've done. Now, with all this, there's one thing. With all the foods I buy, a lot of the time it is more expensive than buying your conventionally grown food from supermarkets or fruit and veg shops, what have you. But I see it as an investment, a long-term health investment, because if I'm not if I'm not consuming the best stuff I possibly can now, then I'll be paying for it later with my health problems. I'll be having to buy pills in and out of doctors' rooms all the time, and that's going to be super expensive. So if you see the food you're buying is a bit more expensive than the other options out there, I say it's definitely worth it. Just pay the extra. It's going to be best for us in the long run, and we're going to be able to sustain a high level of health and vitality into our later years. So thank you for listening to this video. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I hope I have cleared up the confusion and you now have a better idea of where to buy your food and what to buy to make the healthiest choices for you. See you later.